Hello everyone, I'm Miss Mark and welcome to another video. In case you didn't know, in case you're new here, I'm a comic artist. I publish a webcomic over on Webtoons called Dazer and Eleanor, and this is one of the main characters from the comic, Commander Din. He's in the military, he's a soldier. Questionably a good one. I started working on this painting, I think I did it actually back in August, so it's been almost 2 months. But even before that, at the beginning of the summer, I ordered Arteza's really giant size collection of gouache. I think it's 72 colors or something ridiculous. And I kind of had this, I debated about it for a while, but I have this kind of philosophy with cheap versus expensive colors, and Arteza is pretty affordable. And kind of the idea is if you want to get really good at mixing colors, you want to order just a few very high-end colors. But if you're like me and sometimes you're just really lazy and you don't want to mix colors, you want to just color like a little kid picking crayons out of a box, then a very, very giant cheap set is a really good way to go. So yeah, I ordered this massive set of paint, which is comparatively lower grade compared to some of the professional stuff I have, because it meant I could just pick out colors and they would just look the way I wanted. I didn't have to mix them. So that's what I did. I kind of had a somewhat limited palette, you can see over on the left, of 6 or 7 colors. 7 colors, yeah. And that's all I used for this painting. The inspiration for it was pretty simple. I've over the last couple of months, maybe even this year, I don't know, last 6 or 8 months, I've been kind of trying to be a little bit more open to ideas that come into my head, and specifically the kind of ideas that I usually dismiss. For me, sometimes these ideas, sometimes they're bad ideas. That's a thing. I have bad ideas sometimes. But when it comes to drawing and painting, I tend to have a pretty intense filter, I guess. And I try to only draw and paint things that, in my mind, would be super impressive in a museum or something. I don't know. I just always have this urge to create masterpieces that are brilliant and original, and no one else could have ever thought of this, and lots of people have that feeling about their art. But what I've been trying to do recently is, when I have an idea that might seem a little cheesy or not too creative, but I still want to do it, or silly, or it doesn't make sense, or whatever, I'm trying to be a little bit more open to trying those things to see where they take me. So for this piece, I just really wanted to paint some monstera leaves, it's called the Swiss cheese plant, I think. And I also wanted to paint Din with his hair down. I was like, you know what, some days I am just a simple person with simple needs, and that's all I wanted that day. So I sat down and I did it. It was immensely satisfying though, because I think it's because the concept was so simple and the colors were pretty limited, limited to 7 colors, that it kind of took all the stress out of it. I knew I wasn't going to be doing a super realistic painting. I knew I wasn't going to be doing a super complicated composition. Yeah, I think I just made these very simple choices early on, and it made the entire thing, the entire process just relaxed. So yeah. And even that, so this was 2 months ago. Recently I've been doing Posca pens, or I've been using Posca pens, and they have kind of the same effect. I've got some videos coming with those. But they're limited, they're extremely bold, and they can't do everything that watercolors can do. And the result is that I actually enjoy them when it comes to a quick illustration, I enjoy them a bit more than I would if I just, didn't do anything. Overall, I actually really, really like this piece. I know some things I could have done better, but it's kind of weird because I can notice those things, areas where I feel like it fell short, but it doesn't bother me at all. It's very, very weird for me to have a piece where I can recognize its failings and still be 100% pleased with it. And the things where it failed are like, I don't know, things I can use in the future. I'm not going to point out all the things that I think are wrong with this painting. But I don't know. I feel like I enjoyed this, but I also learned from it. And I really do like the result. Like it's on my shelf in my living room. I feel like that says a lot. If I like a piece enough to put it on the shelf where I'm going to look at it every day, that says a lot about the painting. In terms of the Arteza gouache itself, it's really pretty nice to use. I've used some professional grade gouache, a lot of professional grade watercolors, and I feel like if you want to create an illustration like this, the Arteza gouache worked with me really, really well. It did not get in the way. I wasn't frustrated with it. I was never tempted to like pick up my Turner gouache or anything like that. I was happy using it. So I guess that's the best I can say about a paint, is that it was a happy experience to paint with it, and I will definitely be using the Arteza paints again. The surface that I'm painting on, in case you're curious, is a canvas board, and it's just the Master's Touch brand from Hobby Lobby. It's nothing fancy, but again, this was motivated by laziness more than anything else. I am, for whatever reason, I'm not a fan of taping down paper. I don't know why it bothers me. I love like the peeling tape experience off, when you're all done and you peel the painter's tape off the paper. I like that. But I just did not feel like taping it down, so I actually picked up canvas board so I didn't have to tape it down. Canvas board does not buckle. So, and they do make watercolor canvas boards. And I'm very curious to see, I think I did actually end up doing one painting. So it's a very interesting experience to be painting on something that isn't paper, which, that's how I painted in college, was I painted on canvas panels most of the time. So this was an interesting experience. I think that's about all I have to say. I hope you guys are doing well. My schedule's been super busy, and I've been doing my vlogs and babysitting and making comics and all that jazz. So I kind of miss the summer days when I had time to do a full painting like this. This took like 2 hours, I think, maybe 3 hours. So hopefully I can get back to paintings like this soon. I think that's it. So thank you guys for watching. If you're interested in learning more about this character, you can read my webcomic on Webtoons. And if you're interested in kind of miscellaneous bonus content, you can always head over to Patreon to see sketches and things like that. Yeah. All right. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.